let's try this a second time. I filmed this once already, and I realized partway through that you were half off the screen, or I was half off the screen, so I'm clearly not a pro at this. Also, I'm not artfully staged at all, but we'll do it. It's been a long time since I've made a video, and in fact, I think I've only ever made one. So this is my second video. I'm gonna try to remind myself that like that's roughly the edge of what you can see. So we want to keep this in frame. So this is the Cocoa Daisy kit, May kit, and it has exploded on my desk, as you can see. I subbed to 8 kits for May. I'm down to 4 in June, and we're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna start by saying I've been a Cocoa Daisy subscriber for almost a year. 10 months. I've gotten 10 months worth of kits, and I've gotten a lot of kits for all 10 of those months. And now I have a lot of Cocoa Daisy stuff. Plus I've hit up the buy-sell trade group a lot. So I've been wrestling with excess supplies and how to use up my stuff and like going along those lines. But the other really good thing is because I have subscribed to so much, I think I am starting to really understand what I want out of a kit and what I need or will use. Need is a relative word when we're talking about planner supplies, right? So let's start with the kit. I'll tell you, I get 8. I get the planner kit, I get the add-on, the planner classified, and the dashboards. Those are the 4 that I'm gonna keep in June. I also got the Washi Trio, the sticker set, and then the memory keeping stickers and the classic planner stickers, because I wanted to see the difference between them. I've never gotten the classic planner stickers before. I have a, I hesitate to say love-hate relationship, but like I don't use, there's not a sticker kit that I just use everything on. And the things that I do use, I really love. And those are the quotes and the deco elements, and then like the washi strips. I haven't used them yet, but I tend to use them in my daily pages. The boxes, things like this, I don't really use at all. The other thing I don't normally use are alphas. These would be the big exception. So this particular set with like the brush font, I really like. I also don't use like puffy alpha stickers normally, or really, I especially don't use these little alpha stickers. Let's see if I can find them with any kind of speed. Oh my gosh, of course it's the last sheet. Like these, I don't use. I did a really good job of using all of my number sets. I find I use number stickers more than alpha stickers. So I will miss those next month, but June I'm gonna use as kind of like a trial to see if I can handle not getting a sticker kit from Cocoa Daisy, or if I miss all the decorative elements. Let's talk about this. So those are the kits where everything I have came from. I've got some stuff from like previous months up here. I'll try to point out where things came from, but I might not know. Okay, so any of the cards that you see, like this card or this one, they came from either the add-on or the classified, because I don't get the pocket cards. I love the pocket cards, but I find I use like 6 in a month out of all of them. I don't really use them for tip-ins, and it's mostly just the quote ones or the ones that are really cute. What I am doing in June is I'm getting the digital cards, and my plan is to see if I can, I think this is super creative, so I'm like proud of myself for this. My plan is to see if I can print the cards on vellum to use as tip-ins like this, or these transparent, and I have some white Post-it notes coming too. So you can see that this Post-it note is 3x3. The memory cards, oops, I might have gone off frame. The memory cards are 3x4, but I think for the most part, it will be doable to just cut the excess out. Some of them won't. I really want them pocket cards for the month calendar that they do with a Monday start. I'm like an obsessive Monday start person, right? I can't handle a Sunday start anymore. I mean, I live in America, but I've changed my outlook, I've changed my phone, I've changed everything I interact with to be a Monday start. I love putting my weekend together. I'm contemplating actually doing a Saturday start so that my week starts with my weekend. And I think a Friday is the last day of the week, and this is because I like to do a review of my week on Friday. And if I'm doing that review like Friday morning, so that at work I can spend the second part of Friday finishing anything I need to finish for the week that I haven't accomplished yet. And if I do that review on Friday and then set up my week going forward, I'm always like super impatient to get into the next week, the one that starts on Monday, and I end up shortchanging myself really any planning for the weekend, that Saturday and Sunday. So I'm contemplating, like, if I start my week on a Saturday, that Friday morning that I'm planning out my week, I could be like, okay, these are the things we need to get done this weekend, and I'll have just set up the week, and I'll be like excited and energized. I might be a little bit crazy, but that's how my brain works. All right, so cute things I've done here. I took these two enameled paper clips, whatever. They came in a set of 3 like this. I think they were in the add-on, I don't remember. And I taped them together to make it look like there were flowers in the vase. I thought that was really nice. And then I just slipped them delicately on this card so it kind of like nestles in there. I always feel weird sliding metal things into my not so cheap Gillio planners, but we're just gonna have faith that life is good, right? If I don't use it, what's the point in having it, right? I could probably slide another piece of paper behind there, or like tape it to the card so it doesn't move around. Same with these paper clips. This card, I just taped a big paper clip to the back. I'll take this paper clip off because I find I'm running out of them, so that I can kind of put it in here, because that was feeling a little empty in large part because normally I put a quote or something, like I'll tape a quote onto glue, not tape, or like a dashboard. I don't have another example of a dashboard, something onto the cover. But this paper, guys, this is probably my favorite Cocoa Daisy paper ever. I'm gonna be honest and tell you that I scanned this really high resolution as a picture into my computer because I loved it so much. I might print it onto some vellum, or, you know, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I love it and I wanna have it. I don't sell anything, so it'd just be for personal use. But I thought I think it's just beautiful, so I can't bring myself to cover anything. This pocket card came in the classified, I think. I really like it. It's one of the things that I have historically. This, 4x6 card tends to have a fun quote on it that comes in the classified or the add-on. I forget, one of the two. And I tend to tape it or glue it to a cover to make some interesting elements, and then I'll throw some die cuts on stuff. Anyhow, I won't belabor the point. I think you get it. So this is a brand new bullet journal. It's an indie paper A5 book that I had cut down a few months ago prior to the COVID, so it was in my stash. I have done the whole planner gamut of sizes, rings, strings, bound books, all of it in the past. I've got B6s I've used before, all of it. I've learned I don't like rings. I like traveler's notebooks, but I really like bound books. I don't know what it is about a bound book that I like. I think it's that it lays flat. Whereas if you get a TN with a bunch of things, inevitably like one of the books at the edges doesn't lay totally flat, whereas a bound book with little else in it will lay really flat. So I probably ought to switch to folios, but I have quite a collection of covers. So we're just gonna do what we can do, right? This booklet that is completely undecorated, this is a project that that I'm working on. I might cover it in this paper or this paper, both of which I really like. Or when Serengeti comes, I love that giraffe paper where the giraffe's peeking through the leaves. I might take this one and cover this book just because I love this paper so much. I'm gonna reuse it. And then put the giraffe on the cover of this book sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So I knew my planner piece was in a bound book, but how do you use a Cocoa Daisy kit to deco a bound book and make it interchangeable so that every month I can still have fun decoing my planner and stuff like that, which is sort of my planner piece. It's what I like to do, is the deco part. It lets me feel creative and productive. So what I did is I just washi taped the cover on. I actually cut a little strip off because I thought I would use it here in one of these. These are the page protectors. I think it's Tanty K. It has a tutorial on this, and just make sure you get the heavy duty ones. I want to say they're like 5 or 6 millimeter, I don't know, mil. Heavy duty ones. The cheap ones just fall apart with the fuse tool, and you end up with holes in them, and they feel really delicate. This still feels really delicate, but at least it'll last a little bit longer. I'm contemplating doing this again. I have an idea on how to use these and some laminating sheets to make those slide-on tabs that Type A for Alexa makes. So I'm thinking through how to do that. Right, so there's that bit. So this is what I've got. This is the opening of the book. I'm going to use this one. This is the back of Histology. So there's this gray protective page, let's say, in books, right? That's what this is right here. I taped in this piece of acetate from a previous Cocoa Daisy kit that I had packing taped together with another one in here to make like a little vellum dashboard. One of the things that I really wish Cocoa Daisy would do would be to give pieces of vellum that are big enough to wrap around a standard size book, but they don't, so we'll make do. Anywho, so there's this page, right? And I always hate this page in the book because it's like glued to this page. So I glue them together so it works like this. It becomes one page, right? That's my jam. Okay, so this is tipped in. This is a dashboard that I cut down and glued to the front side of that protective page. This is the first page of the book that I glued to the back side of that protective page. So now it's one page. Makes it pretty thick. I said before, I'm obsessive about Sunday starts, so I liked this calendar bookmark, but it's literally a piece of deco for me. I'm not going to refer to it. It's just going to confuse me going forward. So it's pretty. This vellum is beautiful. I loved it. So I tipped it in. I have some really thin double-sided bookbinding tape that's on its way from Amazon that will let me tip these in without washi going forward, which I think I will like. I loved this yellow and the blue together with the red May behind it. This is glued to a piece of paper on one of the pages of the book. This is my calendar. So I drew it out. I think I probably will print a calendar going forward. In June, I'm going to get the A5 pages I've done in the past. Let's see if I have it. I've done some like creative work to, I can't really show this. It's got actual meetings on it. I've done some creative work to like fold an A5 calendar up into standard size so that it unfolds with like 2 little flaps here, and you still have like a similar split where it's like 3 on this side, but Monday is like folded out, and then it's 3 on this side, but like the notes folds out, and you kind of get some of the decorative prettiness on the Cocoa Daisy calendar for the A5 pages. Again, it's a Sunday start though, so I have to like I have to cover the dates and renumber the calendar, and so it's a little frustrating. I might just print it. I don't know. I got the standard dory for this kit, but I'm not gonna use it. It's really pretty. I can't figure out how to use it that works for me. So we'll add this to the stuff that just didn't work, I guess. All right, next I work in healthcare, so most of the stuff that I would put in a planner I can't really share, and because I'm in healthcare admin, so most of my calendar is held online because other people put things on my calendar and so forth and so on. It's COVID, so everything's WebEx these days. Anyways, so what I was thinking of doing for this calendar is making it like a highlights page, kind of like those memory spreads you see in bullet journals. So, you know, these are just some holiday stickers that came in the Cocoa Daisy kit, and then I'll add to it like a little picture or like 1 or 2 words of awesome things that happened that day, like the highlight of the day kind of a thing. We'll see. I've historically not been very good at this kind of stuff. This is, I think, is most, like, as far as I can get on memory keeping. Between this and like a page of gratitude where I've got, you know, 2 lines to write the best thing that happened or what I'm most grateful for that day. So again, see, I used the alphas, these alphas. This came with the classified. Oh, I got it wrong. Classified planner kit. I really like. This is the memory keeping sticker kit. I way preferred these. Just the color wise, but I absolutely love this style. This is like the only style of alphas from Cocoa Daisy that I will consistently use. The others, sometimes if like I want to make a tab and I don't want to use my handwriting. These are the regular date stickers that come with the planner kit. Normally they're little flags. I completely cut it apart here and cut off all of the little flag ends with my trimmer to make rectangle boxes which fit perfectly with 2 lines. I couldn't make it fit with 3 because there's only 40 boxes on each page. So that's that. This is a huge nod to the Paper and Cats tracker that Ink Imperfections, I think that's her name on YouTube, had done. I had reached out to Taylor at Paper and Cats and had her, normally it goes 1 through 31 this way. I had her change it and go this way, but I just drew this out because there's like a section here for dates or highlights or some sort of event. I wanted the whole side for tracking. And then this, I'm gonna end up drawing out something very similar to what the right side of that insert looks like, where, you know, this will be like weekly cleaning tasks for the most part, and then I have some projects that I will probably work out here. So I got 2 spreads for goals is my plan here. And I'm probably gonna make each spread a category. So like I said, I've got a big project that I'm working on. That'll probably be one. I'll have some personal health goals. That'll be one. I have like a reading goal for myself this year that I'm working through. You know, work goals. I have some like work deadlines or meetings that need to happen in May that I got to work on. And then I have one more. I'll fill it. I need to write out my goals, and then I can kind of sketch it out here. So this is my weekly spread. Again, this is a dashboard. And this was the acetate that came in the classified. It's really beautiful. I tried a couple different ways of layering stuff on it. It didn't really work for me. This is this sticker set right here. So yeah, it's glued down. Maybe I could have made it a tip-in. I don't know, but I didn't. So this is my week spread, and this is probably the most functional spread that I'll end up having. It's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't have it labeled because I didn't like these colors. I used them on the calendar page because I didn't want to write out the days, but there's something about these colors that it seems a little jarring. I don't know. Like, I like the tone of these better than I like the tone of these. I don't know if they just printed different or it was an intentional thing to make them a little bit bolder just for variations on the theme here. But they're a little much for me. I don't know if I will use them or not. Another option is I could just use like an M, T, W, T, F, and then for every other week going forward, I just use the weekend sticker down here. So the point of this will be to take my work calendar and kind of plan out my week to see what I need to do when, so I'll have any appointments, and then like the top 3 or 4 things that have to get done each day here. If I need like a running list of tasks, for the most part I keep that in my computer, but one of the things that happened in this kit was this dashboard, and I loved it. She has done this style quite often for the last several months, and this is probably my favorite version. So I took the A5 and I cut it into columns like this, and I turned this one into a bookmark. So I washi taped it together, glued the tab on. It's going to be my daily to-do list. It's going to mark my weeks. Speaking of me and stickers, right? I love the idea of these tab labels. I love how they fit on the Cocoa Daisy tabs. I love the Cocoa Daisy tabs, but I don't love the names that they do. They're not useful for me. I mean, I guess I could have put May goals, but I didn't want the pages tabbed. I mean, I know there's only like 5 or so sections, 3 or 4 sections before I start my weeks, where this is gonna get a movable tab. That it didn't seem important to me. So like it goes in the pile of stickers I probably won't end up using. But I thought this was really clever to have like a moving thing, and then I can sort of turn this into a to-do list, or I could put some more quotes on it or whatever going forward. So I've got 5 weeks here, and I'll label them however they need labeling. I also maybe don't need to label them because I'm pretty confident that I know this is the bulk of the week. This is my weekend. This is kind of like my fun day Friday, extra day of, hey, it's still work week, but you're like hard into weekend mode at that point. This is a little deco. For the most part, all of these are from the memory sticker kit, which I tend to prefer of all the kits because I primarily just use the quotes and the deco and a little bit of the washi strips. I think I said this already in June. I'm not getting a sticker kit, so we'll see. All right, so then this is where my days start. This is an acetate from a previous kit. I think it was April of 2019, I'm not sure. And this, I plan to do that Planner Perfect scripting method. I've counted this book out, and I think I will be able to recreate this exact same setup and do 2 pages for every day of the next 2 months. So May and June could end up in this book. I'm not really sure I'll end up using both pages, but we'll see. If that's the case, then, you know, I don't think it will be that hard to deco a bullet journal in Cocoa Daisy if I'm getting, you know, like 2, maybe 3 months per book. So this would be where June would start, right here. This looks way thicker, but I think that's because this bulk of everything I've tipped in already is insane. This is very similar, because I mean this is really only like 16 pages, like 8 spreads, or 9 spreads, something like that. So we'll see. I like this idea. I'll do my best to use the rest of the stickers on these daily pages as I script them out. But speaking of kits, like there's not really a sticker kit that I glom on and use everything of. So I've done the best of using up boxes this month than really any other month, but you know, like these kinds of boxes, I don't really use them. These kinds of boxes, I definitely don't use. I don't know. We'll see. So June's gonna be my sort of trial month to see if I can go without any Cocoa Daisy stickers or if I miss the deco. And then I'll have the digital pocket cards, so I can print vellums or vellums of the cards to tip in or post-it notes and see if that works for me. Then I can drop the dashboard kit. I'm contemplating, if I do decide I need stickers, maybe going back to week stickers. The little, like, all of the quotes for the week's kit kind of are like little rectangle boxes this way, as opposed to like big rectangle boxes like the Erin Condren size, like this. This works a little bit better for this particular layout, but because I don't really need a full box for Saturday and Sunday, I could almost treat it as one box. I'm contemplating maybe cutting these pages in thirds and having Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday weekend, but then I lose all my deco ability. So maybe I do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday weekend and have a notes section. Or I can track like next week events or something like that. I don't know. That is that for my planner. This is my journal or my morning pages. This is a piece of paper from Michael's or Hobby Lobby, I forget which. A lot of the rest of this is the April kit, Up and Away, which I loved. It is brand new. I just finished my journal yesterday. So I am like ready to dig into this and go from there. It's another Gilio Traveler's Notebook. But you know, I think it works pretty well to hold these standard folios, or to hold these standard books cut, or these books cut into standard size, and then use this as a folio. I just washi tape the paper on, and that's how it's holding, so that I don't put too much pressure on the spine. This is an A5 Stology that I cut down. It is significantly wider than the Midori paper, or not wider, it has more pages. So I'm not sure which size I like better. I definitely like the grid on the Stology better. The other thing that I wanted to kind of point out was I'm getting the A5 planner pages instead of the standard Dory in June. This is from the Farmer's Market kit, which was actually my first kit. You can kind of see how things fit in like an A5 can get cut down to B6 significantly easier than it can to standard. You can still do it, but you end up having to cut off both sides. Whereas for here, you know, it's like a little off the top and a little off the bottom and a small amount off the side because it's wider, right? So the A5 planner pages come with that month tab, right? And I could use that in place of this dashboard as well. I also like the striped pages, the striped week pages. They work better in a standard because then you can just cut down, like cut the width down and keep all 7 stripes. Whereas if you cut it to B6 size, you have to cut down the, you have to cut a stripe off as well. Is about the height difference. So I feel like both are a possibility. Neither are really ideal. You could also take personal size pages and use the stripes perfectly in a B6 or a B6 Slim, but then the planner like the planner tab with the August or the June, May, whatever the month is, doesn't fit well. It fits a little bit better in a B6 Slim. B6 Slim's slightly wider than a personal. I've done that before. So I don't know. I would say that planner piece wise, I'm at a bound book, and I'm somewhere between standard, which I've been in since, I want to say like the end of October of 2019. So a fair amount of time. I also very much like B6 Slim, and I like B6 as well. So that's kind of just slight iterations on this size, either standard, a little bit shorter than standard, or a little bit shorter and a little bit wider than standard. Historically, I find B6 too wide. So when I use a B6 to write things out, I don't go all the way to the edges. I end up just writing like here in like B6 size. So that leaves like some good space for decoration. You know, whereas here when you run the washi strips down, you end up with a very narrow page. Same thing on B6 Slim, but I mean, clearly I make it work. So those are my thoughts. This is my May. I'm just gonna love this paper.